Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to House Park, home of the Austin Aztecs. We are transmitting from Austin, Texas, bringing to your monitor live coverage of your Laredo Heat. Welcome to the fiesta. Your Laredo Heat are making their 10th consecutive appearance in postseason play, where they look to win their second USL PDL championship. Today's game features the Ocala Stampede from the Southeast Division against your Laredo Heat Soccer Club. Folks, we have a good game here for you today. Your Laredo Heat are coming into this game as they finished second in the Mid-South Division with a record of 7-4-3. The Ocala Stampede are champions of the Southeast Division with a record of 9-1-4. Ladies and gentlemen, the Stampede are literally on a stampede. 12 games unbeaten. However, your Laredo Heat are bringing into this game not just their current roster, but history along with them, as this is, like I mentioned, their 10th consecutive trip to the fiesta. They have 4 Southern Conference championships and a very big, important, and very proud of USL PDL championship. Ladies and gentlemen, we are a few minutes away from initializing this game, where your Laredo Heat, like I said, are in the fiesta. They made it to the fiesta. They made it to the party, and they want to keep dancing. In order to do that, they must defeat the 12-game unbeaten Southeast champions, Ocala Stampede. This game, folks, paints a lot more than Picasso. This game paints a rematch of last year, where your Laredo Heat defeated the Stampede 2-0. This game is a rematch of that game. Ladies and gentlemen, I guarantee you the Stampede are not just looking at today's game, but they looked at last year's game as well. They are coming into this game prepared, mentally prepared, physically prepared, soccerly prepared to try to beat the team that eliminated them from continuing their PDL dream, Laredo Heat. Ladies and gentlemen, special shout-outs going out here to Beto Ortiz. Muchas gracias por todo su apoyo, por estar con nosotros siempre. Para Edith de la Torre también un saludo muy grande y muy especial, y a toda la gente, de Tepa, que nos escucha desde Jalisco, siempre está con nosotros, siempre estará, y muchas gracias por todo su apoyo. Damas y caballeros, es un placer increíble darles la bienvenida a la gran fiesta de la PDL, en donde su Laredo Heat se encuentra por la 10ª vez consecutiva. Aquí enfrentará al Stampede de Ocala, Florida. Ellos han tomado el viaje desde Florida. Su Laredo Heat viene un poquito más de 3 horas desde Laredo, Texas. Quiere seguir bailando en esta fiesta, que son los playoffs únicos aquí de la Conferencia del Sur. Damas y caballeros, estamos a minutos de que empiece este partido, de que ruede el balón y la pasión se muestre adentro del campo. Ladies and gentlemen, we are moments away from this game. We're waiting on the Stampede as they look to be a little late coming out of the locker room. Your Laredo Heat are lined up and ready to play. Folks, soccer action coming at you live. We'll be back in a few moments after the playing of our national anthem. Folks, when we come back, live soccer action from Austin, Texas. Live soccer action from the House Park. Live soccer action. We'll be back. Welcome back, folks. Now for the lineups. First, for the Stampede, playing goalkeeper number 1, Lex Craigs. Number 2, Captain Sam Dunick. Number 3, Ben Knight. Number 18, Pace Craig. Number 14, Samuel Mansour. Number 23, Lewis Hilton. Number 15, Courage Chirundu. Number 7, Stephen Wesley. Number 8, Bravo Castro. Number 14, Elijah Illich. Number 19, Kyle Breitmeyer. And now the lineups for your Laredo Heat Soccer Club. Number 1, goalkeeper, Jorge Ortega. Number 4, captain for your Laredo Heat, playing defense, Jair Hernandez. Number 3, playing defense, Jorge Rocha. Number 6, playing midfield, Martin Moreno. Number 17, playing defense, Francisco Lara. Number 11, midfield, Greg Mulamba. Number 10, midfield, Juan de Dios Ibarra. Number 28, midfield, Miguelito El Torero Fernandez. Number 23, forward, Placid Buduri. Number 8, forward, Joao Montero. And number 27, forward, Irving Villanueva. Ladies and gentlemen, we are a few breaths away from getting this game underway. Folks, Ocala controls the first possession, and this game is underway. As the first possession of the game belongs to Ocala, the Heat running a mid-high defensive pressure so far. Ocala playing with their defensive line already as they look to surprise. However, Jorge Rocha will intercept. Rocha gives it right to the Ocala striker, number 23, Lewis Hilton. Hilton tries to beat and turns around. Hilton still possession and entering the box. Tries to send across. Ortega with the deflection. That ball heads to corner kick district. And off of the first offensive momentum for the Stampede. Corner kick. Dangerous position for the Laredo Heat. It looks like Hilton will take this free kick from corner kick district. Seal waits to give it right for a strike. That ball curling into the heart of the Heat. Goes over Jair Hernandez. The deflection mistaken. Miguel Fernandez with the clearance. Joao Montero will chase. That ball goes out of bounds off of the deflection by Ben Knight. Throw in for your Laredo Heat Soccer Club. Juan de Dios Ibarra returns the ball in play by throwing it. Martin Moreno tries to find Joao Montero. That ball intercepted once again by the Stampede. Defensive play, a big part of the game for your Laredo Heat Soccer Club. And that's what we're talking about, folks. Their defensive play. They like to play the space. They like to look for their defensive options. Can't find it, they go back. If they can find it, they go forward. And if they can't, they attempt. Jorge Rocha still with possession for your Laredo Heat as he tries to share the ball with Joao Montero. That ball gets intercepted. Throw in coming up for the Stampede. Sam Dunick to throw it in play. Jorge Rocha sends this ball out of play and into the hands of the Stampede as they will throw this ball back in play. The Stampede are wearing white socks, black shorts, and a white top today. Your Laredo Heat are coming wearing red top, red socks, and white shorts. That ball belongs to the Stampede. Once again, Dunick to throw it in play. Frank Latta tried intercepting. That ball finds Breitmeyer. That ball goes out of play. Another corner kick coming up for the Stampede. Once again, Lewis Hilton to send this ball right into the middle of the box, right into the heart of the Heat's defense. That ball curling. Greg Mulamba gets his head on it. That ball goes out of play. Fernandez late to chase. Another throw-in coming up for the Stampede as they have controlled the majority of this game for the initializing 3 minutes of play. Ben Knight will do the honors this time. That ball poking its way in the direction of Irving Villanueva as he plays it. Still in play. Villanueva falling down, does a wonderful play there. However, loses possession. Ocala controls now with Illich. There's the first shot of the afternoon, trying to threaten Jorge Ortega. That ball goes out of bounds, deflected by Francisco Lara. Lewis Hilton not afraid to try Jorge Ortega here this afternoon. Lewis Hilton has his third corner kick coming up from the same district. Again with the same curl, looking inside the header by Ilic. That ball goes out of play. Goal kick coming up for the man in all yellow, Jorge Ortega. Jair Hernandez passes it back to Ortega. Ortega will share with his tocayo, Jorge Rocha. Back to the tocayo, Jorge Ortega. Ortega will give off to Greg Mulamba. That ball still inside the box of the Heat. That ball left the 18. Finds itself with Juan Dios Ibarra. Beautiful flick off to Martin Moreno as he shares inside with Villanueva. Back to Martin Moreno. Moreno controls possession. That ball looking for Placid Buduri. Intercepted once again by the defense of the Stampede. Possession still with the Heat. Martin Moreno passes off to Placid Buduri near side of screen. Back to Moreno. Moreno will leave it off to Juan de Dios Ibarra. Ibarra looks to go forward. Tries to find Villanueva. No good. Joao Montero gets a touch on it. That ball still in fighting possession. Heat control. Placid Buduri try to play it. Almost lose it. Buduri steps on it. Tries to do a peg. Foul on the play. Placid Buduri gets called for the first whistle here. Free kick coming up for the Ocala Stampede. Goalkeeper Lex Craigs will do the honors here. Take this free kick. Craigs walks up. Greg Mulamba intercepts to Placid Buduri. Buduri looking up top, trying to find Villanueva. Villanueva brings it down with his chest. That ball deflected once again, this time by Wansley. Jair Hernandez gets a forehead on it. That ball in possession. Back with Ocala as they're playing head ping pong here. Fernandez looking for Montero. That ball being battled by Villanueva. Anybody's possession here as the twister game begins. Ball goes out of play into the hands of the Stampede once again this afternoon as they play now with their defensive line. That ball being moved now by number 4, Samuel Mansour. Ilic again. As he tried to go up top with Breitmeyer. Jair Hernandez to throw it in play. However, Frank Lara approaches him and says, I'll throw it in play. You go back to your center spot position. Foul on the play, no throw in. Lara was going to do the run up. Tricked you and myself. Ortega now to Jair Hernandez. Hernandez plays to the far side of your screen with Frank Lara. Back to Jair Hernandez. Hernandez will share with Jorge Rocha, who swaps sides with Jair Hernandez. Rocha controls off to Miguelito El Torero Fernandez. Back to Jorge Rocha. Rocha will play with his tocayo Ortega. Ortega waits for the bounce. Sends this ball in the direction of Joao Montero. Intercepted, however, by Sam Dunic. Edwin Villanueva will battle. He gets beaten. Fernandez has it. He battles. He gives off to Martin Moreno. Moreno picks up the pace. Stops. Looks. Gives. Nope. Now he does to Greg Mulamba. Mulamba has it. Gives off. Trying to find Juan Dios Ibarra. Bad control. Mistouched. Clearance now by the Stampede. Rocha will watch it bounce. He'll play the hat and give off to Jair Hernandez, captain for your Laredo Heat Soccer Club. Hernandez plays with Joao Montero, number 8, Brazilian, playing with the Heat. Francisco Lara had a wonderful opportunity. He gets called offside. That flag was raised. Free kick coming up for the Stampede here again. Your Laredo Heat are coming into this game with a record of 7 wins, 4-3. And Ocala, 9 wins, 1 tie. Excuse me, 1 loss and 4 ties. They're on a 12-game winning streak. Well, not winning streaks, excuse me. They've been unbeaten for 12 games. Your Laredo Heat are looking to stop that momentum and give them a loss. Ortega back with possession. Plays it with Martin Moreno. Moreno to Mulamba, number 11 for your Laredo Heat. Veteran player as well, off to Jair Hernandez once again. Hernandez shares far sector, this time with Jorge Rocha. Fernandez intercepts. Bad touch. However, that ball belongs back to the Stampede. Runaway play against Ortega. Ortega has it inside the box. He's able to catch it. Excellent play by Jorge Ortega. Ortega drops the sphere. Breitmeyer thought he had the first goal of the evening. Jorge Ortega stood his ground and said nope, and now waits, gives off to the clearance, looking for Joao Montero. Montero won't battle it. Duenik intercepts. Now Mulamba tries to intercept that ball back with Breitmeyer. Mulamba's chasing Breitmeyer, trying to beat him. Breitmeyer still in control, still in possession. Takes a shot at Ortega. That curler going to the far post. Ortega able to catch that ball. Ortega looks for the long ball, looking for Juan Dios Ibarra. He gets a flick on it. Now looking for Placid Buduri. That ball goes high in the sky. Gravity does its part, brings it back down. Throw-in coming up for your Laredo Heat Soccer Club. Martin Moreno to do the honors. He finds El Toro Fernandez. Fernandez brings it back down. Gives off to Martin Moreno. Moreno looking for that far ball, looking for Joao Montero. Montero gives off to Francisco Lara. Lara cuts inside. Gives off to Juan Dios Ibarra. Ibarra, once again, this time this gives off to Joao Montero, far sector. The Brazilian has it in control of possession. Takes a shot, the first of the Heat, and that ball goes beyond the first post, out of bounds. And Craig's has a goal kick coming up. Craig's takes his time. Looks like he's waving at a fan over there. Finally sends his ball off to Laredo Heat territory. Placid Buduri brings it back down. Try to play. Miguel Fernandez gets a heel on it. Intercepted now by Breitmeyer. Brought down by Jorge Rocha. Rocha off to Martin Moreno. Martin Moreno to Juan de Dios Ibarra. Johnny busca Joao Montero. That ball gets taken into the defense of the Stampede. Miguel Fernandez has it. He plays it back with Jorge Ortega. Fernandez looks like he's out of place right now. Usually more of an up-top player. He's playing center defensive mid as he gives Greg Mulamba a chance to go up to the midfield. Juan Dios Ibarra is playing under Irving Villanueva on the formation. However, right now they are side to side along with Placid Buduri. That long ball looking for him. Intercepted once again by the Stampede. And now the Stampede midfield has it under possession, under control, and are looking to threaten Jorge Ortega and his frame. Placid Buduri sends his ball out of play. Throw-in coming up for the Stampede once again. Pan Knight to throw it in play. He looks for Hilton. Hilton back to Knight. Greg Mulamba covers the ball nicely. Laredo Heat have a throw-in. Martin Moreno to throw it into play. Finds Greg Mulamba. Mulamba back to Moreno. Moreno back to Jair Hernandez. And now with Jorge Ortega. Ortega back with Jair Hernandez. Jair Hernandez back to Jorge Ortega. Ortega to his tocayo. Rocha. Back to his tocayo. Ortega. At Martin Moreno. Moreno off to Jair Hernandez. A defensive play. Big part here for your Laredo Heat. Once again the pass back to Martin Moreno. Moreno fakes to go up top, decides to give near side to Jair Hernandez. Jair plays it short with Placid Buduri, the man from Encarno. We're dancing around off to Irving, back to Placid Buduri. Wonderful wall off to Juan Dios Ibarra. That ball gets poked away in the territory of your Laredo Heat. Jair Hernandez able to regain possession for your Laredo Heat Soccer Club. That ball goes to Frank Lara, far sector of your screen. He brings it back with Jorge Ortega. All yellow here today. Ortega plays near side with Martin Moreno. Juan Dios Ibarra in control now. Off to Gregory Mulamba, veteran player for your Laredo Heat. Mulamba looks for the long ball, trying to find Francisco Lara. That ball looks like it's going to sail, and it did. Throw-in coming up for the Stampede. Frank Lara intercepts. Juan Dios Ibarra will get there. He plays it with Jorge Rocha. Rocha off to El Toro Fernandez. Back to Jorge Rocha. Rocha gives off to his tocayo, Jorge Ortega, who's outside of his 18-yard box. Dangerous position for a goalkeeper. Now to Jair Hernandez, who's playing the captain part here, the captain role for your Laredo Heat. Miguelito El Torero Fernandez in possession, looking for that long ball, trying to find Juan Dios Ibarra or Francisco Lara. That ball goes out of play. Duinick plays it short now with Wansley. That ball goes back to number 18, Pace Craig. Craig looks up top trying to find Illich. Illich gets taken down. The referee calls him over and says, look, slow it down. Let's get this game underway once again after this free kick. Duinick once again to take control of this free kick. Stampede playing defensive possession once again. Here's Breitmeyer. Breitmeyer in control. Miguelito Fernandez regains control. Juan Dios Ibarra plays it back with Francisco Lara. Back to Juan de Dios. And Johnny looks to go up now to Miguel El Toro Fernandez. That ball goes out of play once again. It's sailed too far. Fernandez is disappointed with himself. Francisco Lara not able to get to it. Possession play now coming up for the Stampede. They lose it. As soon as I say something, Martin Moreno sends a clearance. Defensive play now coming into part 4. The Stampede as they play it back once again, this time with Pace Craig. Craig goes up top, tries to find Breitmeyer. Jorge Ortega waits for the punt. Gives off to Illich once again. Throw-in coming up for the Heat. Mulamba intercepts Juan Dios Ibarra with a beautiful heel pass. Off to Joao Montero now. Montero, we've seen this man go from first to second gear without changing gears, without putting in the clutch. It's like it's automatic, folks. Another free kick coming up. Greg Mulamba gets pulled over by the man in green and says, look, I am not the Jolly Green Giant. I am here to caution you about your aggressive play, your hard tackles. Slow it down or get cautioned. Doing it once again. Greg Mulamba intercepts. The referee has nothing to say about it, but good play. Eating Villanueva brings it back down to Juan Dios Ibarra. Bad touch once again. The Heat lose possession, and now the Stampede are in control. Excellent play there by the Stampede. They play with their defense once again, this time with Ben Knight. Knight looks for that far ball. Jorge Rocha intercepts. That ball goes off to Jorge Ortega. Francisco Lara gets taken down. No whistle, no foul. Play resumes. Ortega. And here goes the Heat looking for Villanueva. That ball intercepted once again by the Stampede defense. Joao Montero gets a forehead on it. Now to Juan Dios Ibarra. Ibarra to Joao Montero. Montero has it. Montero still in possession. Montero has it. 1, 2, 3. Montero gives off to being Villanueva. Villanueva back to Francisco Lara. Mulamba now in control for the Laredo Heat Soccer Club. Off to El Torero Fernandez. Fernandez in control now to Martin Moreno. Near side of your screen. Back to El Torero. Torero has it. This time decides to play to the far side. Holds possession. Waits. Gives off to Francisco Lara. Pass too soft, not strong enough, intercepted by Duinick. And now the Stampede control possession once again. One-time pass now for Ben Knight. Knight looks for Castro. That ball goes out of play. Last touched by your Laredo Heat Soccer Club. Folks, don't forget to join our conversation of tonight's game by using the hashtag VamosLaredo. That is VAMOSLAREDO. Let us know what you think of this game and join our conversation. Jair Hernandez. Off to Placide Buduri. Buduri, one-touch pass trying to find Juan Dios Ibarra, intercepted by the Stampede defense. Ocala playing possession here. Juan Dios Ibarra, dangerous pass there. Fernandez has it off the one pass by. Fernandez trying to surprise Craigs. That ball sails wide. Too high. Field goal is good. Wrong sport, Miguelito. Goal kick coming up for Craigs, as I was saying. Wonderful one-time pass by Placide Buduri as he was able to find Miguelito Fernandez. Fernandez tried his shot off a volley. That ball still too high. Folks, we are approaching the 20th minute of play. Craig's with a goal kick. Juan de Ibarra battles for it. Ocala controls. Mansour now. Off toward the center with Castro. Castro back to Mansour. Unsuccessful pass. Juan de Ibarra to throw it back in play. Gives off to Martin Moreno. Moreno back to Johnny. Johnny back to Martin. Martin back to Johnny, and Johnny back to Martin. Martin trying to surprise, trying to find Eden Villanueva. Villanueva brings it down nicely as he was entering the 18-yard box. Pace Craig came by and swept that ball. That ball goes out of play. Excellent opportunity here coming up for your Laredo Heat off of this throw-in. Martin Moreno will throw it back in play. Placid Buduri will stand by support. Eden Villanueva inside the box. Draw Montero to cut. Juan de Ibarra crosses it, intercepted, however, once again by Pace Craig. Possession still with the Heat. Draw Montero brings it down as he's already inside the 18-yard box. Dances around, sends a cross inside. That ball goes out by Duanick. Still now with Draw Montero. Once again, another cross, far post. Too high and wide, folks. Goal kick coming up for Craigs once again. Craigs has a goal kick. There it is. Placid Buduri battles for it. He touches it last. That ball goes out of bounds. Ocala possession after the throw-in. Knight. Back to Mansour. Back to Knight. Dangerous play. Eden Villanueva tried to gain the advantage. However, the ant that tripped him favored Ocala as Villanueva went down and had a wonderful advantage there. Laredo Heat gave up a beautiful chance there. Ben Knight once again. Off to Mansour. Long ball looking for Breitmeyer. And Ortega will catch it. Ortega to his tocayo Rocha. Rocha back to Ortega. Ortega to Greg Mulamba, number 11 for your Laredo Heat Soccer Club. Joao Montero back to Jorge Ortega. Ortega to Jair Hernandez. Now toward the center with El Torero Fernandez. Back with Jair. That long ball looking for Villanueva. Villanueva brings it down off to Mulamba with a chest bump. Back with Jorge Rocha off to Mulamba again. Mulamba fake to the left, decides to go forward. Frank Lara will give back to Rocha. Rocha to Jair Hernandez. And Hernandez will drive up for a couple of yards. Gives off to Martin Moreno, gives off to Placid Buduri. And the teams will get a break to get a few sips of water, folks. Seen a couple of good chances by both teams. So we approach the 23rd minute. Ocala's had a couple. They had an excellent one, a one-on-one. Breitmeyer versus Ortega. Ortega able to stand his ground and prevent the first of the evening for the Stampede. And on the other end of the field, Eden Villanueva looked like he had a one-on-one. Took a slip. Lose possession. As we take a quick timeout from the game, as the teams are looking to refreshen up a little bit, take a couple of sips of H2O, of agüita, of water. And I tell you, that water must taste right about glorious now. Your Laredo Heat are playing in tremendous weather here. Folks, 97 degrees. That's right. 97 degrees is what your Laredo Heat are playing in Austin, Texas. 97 degrees. First time I see this season where teams take a timeout to refresh, and Miguel Fernandez is getting drenched in water. Ortega has a couple of words with his defensive line. Both teams refreshing up, stretching a little bit, congratulating each other on the play so far. This water break looks to benefit both teams. The referee blows his whistle. Game will resume momentarily. In other news, ladies and gentlemen, don't forget to follow us on Twitter, like us on Facebook. All you have to do is search at Laredo Heat SC on both engines, and you can find us on both social media platforms. You could also follow me personally at Rodrigo Marina12. That's RODRIGOMARINA12. Play will resume when Ben Knight throws it back into play. Right. About. Well, now he's having a couple of words with the referee. The referee says, nope, it's Heat ball. You tried to pull the quick one on me. Martin Moreno looking for that long ball, trying to find Villanueva. Intercepted by Mansour. Now with Johnny. Johnny, beautiful one-time pass looking for Joao Montero. Montero gets there. Montero, first gear, second gear, cuts inside. Joao Montero takes a shot. Ladies and gentlemen, that ball goes wide. Folks, I thought I was going to bring you the first call of the evening. Joao Montero sends that ball beyond the post. Folks, I apologize for any technical difficulties. And might I say we are experiencing some technical difficulties here. Our video stream seems to be down, but I will bring you the action nonetheless as best as I can until we figure this out. Miguelito Fernandez gives off to Juan Dios Ibarra. Ibarra to Montero. Montero looking for that one-time pass to Miguel Fernandez. Craig's the goalkeeper for the Stampede catches the ball, throws it off with their defense. Mansour playing it on the defensive line for the Stampede. Defensive play here once again by the Stampede. That ball looking towards center. Greg Mulamba intercepts. Mulamba try to find Juan Dios Ibarra. Clearance now by the Stampede. Placid Buduri able to catch the ball at around the 50th yard line. Now with Martin Moreno. Moreno passing the 50-yard line. Gives off to Placid Buduri. Buduri one-time pass back to Jair Hernandez. Hernandez in control. Gives off to Jorge Rocha. Rocha on the near side, on the far side of the screen, folks. Off to Joao Montero. Montero once again, this time for Jair Hernandez. He lets that ball sail in the possession of Martin Moreno. Moreno looks for Placid Buduri up top. Buduri looks towards the center with Juan Dios Ibarra. The Heat lose possession, and possession now belongs to the Stampede. Defensive play once again, this time with Sam Duwinick. Now with Steven Wensley. Wensley plays it towards the center as he's able to find Bruno Castro. Eden Villanueva will chase a long ball here off a pass by the Heat. That ball is being covered by Samuel Mansour. Goal kick coming up for Craigs. Good attempt by the Heat. Craigs has a goal kick coming up. Folks, like I said, we're working on the technical difficulties here. We're going to try to bring you the screen back. We're going to try to bring you the action back to visuals as we're trying to fix whatever is going on here. Craigs sends that ball up top. Miguel Fernandez brings it down now. Greg Mulamba controls around the 50th yard line. Mulamba passes back to Francisco Lara. Lara goes even further back with Jorge Rocha. Rocha goes back to the extremity and finds Jorge Ortega. Ortega to Jair Hernandez. Hernandez in control of possession. Jair looks for that long ball, trying to find Placide Buduri. Buduri looks like he's going to get there. That ball deflected by Ben Knight, out of play. Laredo Heat have a dangerous throw-in coming up around the 9th yard line. Buduri will leave it down for Martin Moreno to throw it back into play. Moreno to Juan Dios Ibarra. Ibarra sends across, far post. Sam Duinick clears it out. Francisco Lara has it. He slips on the pass, finds Miguel Fernandez. Fernandez tried to give a one-touch pass to Irving Villanueva. Fernandez off the mark. And into the hands of Lex Craigs. Craigs brings the ball down. Craigs way out of his 18-yard box, looks for that long ball, tries to find Breitmeyer. Courage Chirandu plays it even further back. Frank Lara intercepts, ball still with the Stampede. Wansley tries to look for that long ball once again. Ocala are trying to find that advantage. Ben Knight receives near side of the screen. He gets taken down. He goes out of bounds. Throw-in coming up for the Heat. Martin Moreno to throw it back in play. Moreno finds Del Toro. Fernandez back to Moreno. Moreno plays it dangerously. That ball back with Breitmeyer. Breitmeyer in control. He's approaching the 18-yard box. Jair Hernandez battles him. Jair Hernandez regains control. Hernandez gets taken down. Breitmeyer gets called for the foul. Breitmeyer gets painted canary yellow. Folks, will we see the first card of the evening off this tackle? The referee is having a few words with Breitmeyer. It looks like we will not see the first card of the game yet. Breitmeyer will not get painted canary yellow. Play will resume off the free kick by Jair Hernandez. Hernandez plays to the far side with Jorge Rocha. Rocha in control. Looks for that far pass. Once again trying to find Juan Dios Ibarra, intercepted by the Stampede defense. Jair Hernandez battles once again. Breitmeyer gets called for the foul again. Jair Hernandez raises his hand, says, look, that's one, that's two. The third one better be the one that gets painted canary yellow. Jair Hernandez plays with Jorge Rocha. Rocha off to Francisco Lara. Lara inside to Mulamba. Mulamba into the belly button of the field with Miguel Fernandez. Fernandez controls. Plays it inside. Fernandez, bad pass. Clearance goes all the way out to Jorge Ortega. Ortega plays it now with Jair Hernandez. Jair plays it far side of the screen with Jorge Rocha. Rocha to Juan Dios Ibarra. Ibarra off to Miguelito El Toro Fernandez. Fernandez looking for that long ball, trying to find Placide Buduri. Wonderful pass. Placide Buduri will get there. Buduri in control inside the screen. Dribbles around. Sends a cross inside. That ball going over Craigs. Hitting the post. That ball looks like it hit the hand of Craigs. Corner kick coming up. No, ladies and gentlemen, that ball went off the deflection by Ben Knight. It hit the field goal bar. Corner kick coming up for your Laredo Heat. Francisco Lara lines up to give it a left-footed strike. Juan de Dios Ibarra to connect with his right laces. Looks like it will be Francisco Lara. Lara sends a curler inside. No one connecting there. Jair Hernandez off the far post. Joao Montero receives outside of the 18-yard box. He plays it all the way back with Martin Moreno. Moreno looks to play the long balls. He tries to find Juan de Dios Ibarra. Wonderful pass. Ibarra one-time cross inside. Deflected once again by the Stampede defense. Mulamba receives. Mulamba loses it. And now the Stampede are looking to go up top. They lose possession. Martin Moreno recovers. And he gives off to Joao Montero. And back to Martin Moreno. Moreno near side of your screen with Jorge Rocha. Rocha back to Greg Mulamba. Mulamba with a nice footwork. He looks to go up top trying to find Placide Buduri. Buduri battles for it. That ball still around the defense of the Stampede. Juan de Dios Ibarra brings it down. And the referee says, Juanito, you're not a goalkeeper. You can't use your hands. Juan de Dios Ibarra doesn't like the call. However, free kick coming up for the Stampede. And now the referee's having a few words with Placide Buduri. Play continues defensively with the Stampede. Mansour looks up top as he tries to find Castro. Castro back to Mansour. Off to Castro once again. Placid Buduri intercepts, not to Martin Moreno. Moreno makes Breitmeyer dance around. Jair Hernandez off to Jorge Rocha. Rocha off to Francisco Lara inside now with Miguelito el Torero Fernandez. Fernandez back to Rocha. Jorge Rocha looks for that long ball, trying to find Joao Montero. Juan Dios Ibarra will bring it down. Ibarra still battling for it. Hilton plays it back with the defensive line. And now Ilic has the ball. Ilic to Chirandu. Foul on the play. Free kick coming up for the Stampede. Well, Sam Duinick, to take this one. Jair Hernandez intercepts the trajectory of that ball as that ball looked to sail all the way back to Jorge Ortega. Jair Hernandez sends his ball out of play. The Stampede will have a throw-in coming up. Jair Hernandez covering that ball. That ball sails out of play. Jorge Ortega to have a goal kick coming up. Ortega near side with Martin Moreno. Looking for Irving Villanueva. That ball in the air. Miguelito Fernandez battling for it. Possession now with Chirandu. Off again with Wansley. Wansley playing the long ball. Greg Mulamba will chase. Joao Montero chasing as well. Greg Mulamba. This ball goes out of play into the hands of the Heat. Lara with Juan de Dios Ibarra. Johnny plays it inside with Greg Mulamba. Mulamba gets taken down. Free kick coming up for your Laredo Heat Soccer Club. Juan de Dios Ibarra, right-footed strike. Francisco Lara, left-footed laces. Looks like it will be Juan de Dios Ibarra now, sending this ball to the far post. Ibarra takes a stride. Francisco Lara runs over the ball. Ibarra with a cross, looking right at the penalty mound. However, Placid Buduri will get that clearance back. Greg Mulanda playing defensive work again. Placid Buduri with another cross attempt. Throw-in coming up for your Laredo Heat. Martin Moreno looks like we'll come back and throw it back into play as Placid Buduri will wait for him to arrive. Moreno off to Juan de Dios. Now back to Martin. Martin fakes across, has still in control. Off to Placid Buduri. Buduri with a fancy footwork. Buduri sends a cross. Corner kick coming up for your Laredo Heat Soccer Club. Juan de Dios Ibarra will take this one this time probably as Francisco Lara will join him. See who takes a stride. Juan de Dios Ibarra sends his curler to the Heat. Greg Mulamba connects. Greg Mulamba, ladies and gentlemen, that ball barely going beyond the post. Folks, I thought I was going to get to call a goal for you once again, folks. I thought we were going to have the first of the evening for the second time here today. That ball sails wide. There is a player down, folks. Player from the Stampede. Looks like it's Elijah Ilic. Elijah Ilic has 8 goals and 2 assists in the regular season in the Southeast Division. He gets taken down, folks. We've seen plenty of injuries this season to plenty of players, unfortunately. Laredo's very own Matthew Bram, Kaiki Fernandez, Sebastian Ramirez, Greg Mulamba also had an injury for a while. Angelito Hernandez, Salvador Chavaluna also on the injury list. Folks, a lot of players get taken down, and it's always accidental. We saw Buffington get taken down, Blundell get taken down a few weeks back in Laredo. Play will resume momentarily as Illich seems to be okay. We've seen a lot of injured players, folks. We hope everybody is okay and is recovering nice and well and on a progressive path to returning to the game we all love to watch and play and see and feel and get excited about. And it's the best wishes go out to the injured players who had to cut their season short. The best wishes in your recovery, and we hope that you come back to the field sooner than later, folks. Play resumes here with Craig's as he has a goal kick. Greg Mulamba waits for it. He battles for it. That ball goes off to Placid Buduri. Buduri decides to cut back. Gives off to Martin Moreno. Moreno fakes that long ball. Gives off to Jorge Rocha. Rocha back to Jorge Ortega. Jorge Ortega off to Jair Hernandez. Hernandez once again looking for that long ball, trying to find Juan de Ibarra. That ball going over him. Castro with possession. Gives off to Chirandu. Now with Craig. Off to Dunik. Dunik looking for Hilton. Francisco Lara battles. Hilton beats Francisco Lara. Hilton enters the box, cuts inside. Hilton still with the ball, takes a shot. Jorge Ortega able to prevent that one from going between the three posts and finding the net. Folks, Jorge Ortega with possession brings the ball down. Plays to the near side with Martin Moreno. Moreno back to Jair Hernandez. Hernandez back to Jorge Rocha. Rocha to Miguelito el Torero. Fernandez gives out to Rocha. Rocha back to Jair. Jair to Martin Moreno. Moreno to Placid Buduri. Buduri inside to Juan de Ibarra. Back to Moreno. Moreno to Greg Mulamba. Triangular play coming up here. Folks, it is not geometry class. It's your Laredo Heat playing soccer. Folks, Rocha in control. Looks to find Eating Villanueva. Joao Montero didn't make the run. That ball goes all the way back to Craig's. And he plays it to the near side. Mansour. Back to Chirandu. Now with Hilton. Frank Lara intercepts. Joao Montero. Now Montero. Back to Francisco Lara. Lara. First gear. Lara sends a cross inside. That ball gets intercepted once again. This time, however, by Pace Craig. Chirandu placed to the near side with Ben Knight. Knight looking up top, trying to find Hilton. Castro gets taken down. The referee points to the advantage. Jair Hernandez intercepts the trajectory of that ball once again, and Hernandez regains control for your Laredo Heat as he looks towards the center, trying to find Juan de Ibarra. Doing Villanueva not there either as that ball sold past him. Possession play with the defense now of the Ocala Stampede. Steven Wansley off with Hilton. Hilton, far side of the screen, playing with Illich. Illich cuts inside. Illich tries to find the near pass. Francisco Lara intercepts. Joao Montero picks up the pace. First gear once again cuts inside this time. Joao Montero gives the pass off to Juan de Ibarra. Ibarra won't get there in time. Ibarra loses it. Greg Mulamba plays it. No whistle, no foul on the play. No offsides here either for Irving Villanueva. Bad touch by Villanueva once again. And another wasted opportunity for your Laredo Heat Soccer Club. Jorge Rocha off to Jair Hernandez. Hernandez off to Placid Buduri. Greg Mulamba intercepts that one. Gives off to Juan de Ibarra. Eating Villanueva now to back to Mulamba. Mulamba this time to the far side of your screen with Joao Montero. Montero, the man from Brazil. Gives back to Francisco Lara, graduate of Laredo High School Now back to Greg Mulamba, veteran player for your Laredo Heat. This time once again to Joao Montero. Montero looks for that through ball, finds Fernando Fernandez inside the 18-yard box. Fernandez plays it. Fernandez waiting to see what the reaction of Mansour was going to be. Joao Montero off the pass by Francisco Lara. Montero still in possession. Montero dancing. Skims left, skims right. Joao Montero sends across, deflected once again by the defense of the Stampede. Another throw-in coming up for Francisco Lara. And your Laredo Heat as we are approaching the last 2 minutes of play. Last minute of play, excuse me. Lara inside to Placid Buduri. The referee says Kreggs has a goal kick. Placid Buduri has no choice but to run back to his spot. The goal kick will come up momentarily. That ball sails over Joao Montero. Frank Lara will receive, however. Montero off to Arturo Fernandez. Fernandez back to Mulamba. Mulamba will play with Martin Moreno. However, Placid Buduri will get there. Moreno will overlap. Back with Irving Villanueva towards center. Once again, this time with Placid Buduri. Buduri switches sides. This time decides to go with Jorge Rocha, also graduate of Laredo, Texas Alexander High School. Juan de Dios Ibarra, veteran player, 10 years with the Heat. Joao Montero goes back to Jorge Ortega. Ortega to Jair Hernandez. Hernandez plays that fancy and makes Brinton go back down. Greg Mulamba off to Jorge Rocha. Rocha to Juan Dios Ibarra. They want to play it fancy. However, Francisco Lara will not get there. Chirandu back to Illich, back to Chirandu. Chirandu gets intercepted by Greg Mulamba. Now with Irving Villanueva. Villanueva lets it off for Mulamba. Mulamba laid to the stride. Placid Buduri battles. Placid Buduri wins. Placid Buduri off to Juan Dios Ibarra. Ibarra back to Francisco Lara. Lara to Mulamba. Mulamba. Jorge Rocha now. Back with Joao Montero. Montero plays it with Jair Hernandez. That ball sails out of play. 3 minutes of stoppage time here and after the first 45 minutes of play. Folks, stick with us through halftime. So we will talk about the first 48 minutes of play. 45 official minutes, 3 minutes of stoppage time. What we look forward to in the second half. And more about your Laredo Heat and the Stampede. Joao Montero has it, looks for the far side with Placid Buduri. Buduri inside the 18, sends a cross far post. Fernandez won't get there. Intercepted by Duanick. Possession now with Wansley. Wansley looks for that long ball. Jorge Rocha will get there first. Rocha off to Greg Mulamba. Mulamba looks for that long ball once again with Placid Buduri. Buduri will get there first. Placid Buduri sends a cross once again, this time into the hands of Kreggs. Kreggs rolls it. Looks for Chirandu. Back with Bruno Castro. Off to Jorge Rocha. Rocha to Jair. Now to Mulamba. Greg. Irving gets beaten. The referee points at the ball and says, "That's all you got." Jair Hernandez intercepts the pass once again from Breitmeyer. Greg Mulamba able to find the pass with Placid Buduri. Back to Mulamba, back to Juan Dios Ibarra. Once again to Mulamba, Mulamba to El Torero Fernandez. Fernandez back to Martin Moreno. Moreno to Jair Hernandez. Hernandez back to Jorge Rocha. Rocha to Francisco Lara. Lara back to El Torero Fernandez. Fernandez. Last man to touch the ball after the first 48 minutes of play, folks. We are knotted up at 0 goals apiece. Folks, 45 more minutes of action coming up after this 15-minute break, folks, we saw a couple of opportunities by both teams. Breitmeyer had almost a one-on-one with Jorge Ortega. Ortega was able to stand his ground, deflect that ball, and catch it off of the first deflection. And for your Laredo Heat, Edwin Villanueva had a couple of good chances. However, looks like he slipped on one of his possible one-on-ones. And on another possible one-on-one, he had a bad touch. He lost possession. A couple of good corner kicks for both teams. Greg Mulamba trying to find the side netting, sent it too strong, and that ball went far wide. Barely over the post. Far wide nonetheless. A couple of deflections by the defense of Ocala gave the corner kicks off to the Laredo Heat. However, no damage was done. No harm was created, and after 45 minutes of play, 0-0 is what the score reads. I have a couple of special hellos to give out here. First, to Esteban Bayona. Used to be a member of the Laredo Heat, finds himself playing in Iceland now. Congratulations to him. On his official debut, he scored a goal. Congratulations, Esteban. Keep making Laredo proud, and the best for you and your family to come. Best wishes from everybody here at the Laredo Heat Soccer Club. Thank you for making Laredo proud, and thank you for representing the Heat as well as you do. Congratulations on your success, and we hope to see more great things come from you. Another very special hello goes out to Danny the Soccer Guru Perez, who is listening live from Laredo, Texas. Danny, we hope you are all right and enjoying this game. Otro saludo muy especial para René San Román, que nos escucha desde Huatulco, México. En vivo, gracias René por todo tu apoyo. El Laredo Heat te lo agradece. Para la familia Gutiérrez Olais, que nos escucha desde McAllen, Texas. Gracias también por estar con nosotros. A las niñas Ascoitia, gracias también a ustedes por estar con nosotros en la transmisión en vivo. Para mi familia Los Marina, gracias por todo su apoyo y por apoyar al Heat. También el día de hoy. Un saludo especial también para Citlali Veloz, Edith de la Torre, Beto Ortiz. Y para toda la gente de Laredo que no pudo manejar hasta Austin, gracias por todo su apoyo. Thank you for all of your support, folks. People who couldn't drive up to Austin, thank you for sticking with us throughout the entire season of your Laredo Heat. Thank you for watching stream after stream, and thank you for allowing me to bring you soccer action into your monitor and giving me the opportunity to call these games. It's been a wonderful season. I am very grateful for the opportunity that I was given. Thank you so much to Shashi and Priya Vasvani. Thank you so much to JJ Vela, to my boss Adam Geigerman. Everybody in the Heat offices, thank you so much for making this season possible. We have 45 more minutes of play here. Your Laredo Heat are looking to get on the scoreboard and break this equalized game. Wonderful opportunities for both teams after the first 45 minutes of play. Laredo Heat had a couple of possible one-on-ones. Even Villanueva slipped on one of them. Had a miscontrol on the other. Gave that one up. Breitmeyer had almost a one-on-one as well against Ortega. Ortega able to stand his ground. That ball sails out of play. Ortega was able to control the ball off the first deflection and catch it before Breitmeyer could do any harm. Folks, people are just scratching the surfaces here. Both teams are looking to get on the scoreboard, folks. Your Laredo Heat are looking to keep their Fiesta hopes and dreams alive. That race came down into the very last game of the regular season against Midland Odessa. Your Laredo Heat were in playoff implication play for the last 4 games. They were not able to drop any points, and they were depending on the results of Midland. Midland dropped a couple of games against Austin, and that gave your Laredo Heat the advantage to control their own destiny to arrive to the Fiesta. This is the closest we've ever seen the Mid-South Division race to the Fiesta. And it was a really good regular season. A lot of competitiveness, a lot of teams surprising a lot of people. Austin obviously started hot and didn't look back. Heat had to play the catch-up game. Midland threatened the Heat and stopping its 10th straight playoff appearance. Your Heat were able to regain control of that destiny and are here today battling the Ocala Stampede. The winner of this game will face the winner of the second game of this evening, featuring the Austin Aztecs against the Florida Adrenaline. Winners of both games will meet each other tomorrow in the final at 7:30 p.m. Stick with us on Twitter to see if we're going to bring you the action live, or if another stream team will take care of it, but we will give you the link nonetheless. "45 more minutes of play coming up, folks. "97-degree temperature here in Austin, Texas, folks. If I were not in a building with AC, I'd probably melt already. Artificial turf here in Austin. The players' feet must be boiling due to the turf conditions as well. Substitution on the bench for the Stampede: Joseph Aro, Jack Bailey, Jack Burns, Cameron Roberts, Christian Blandon, Karamba Jana, and Alex Clay. For your Laredo Heat: Adrian Padilla, Alan Reina, Cesar Pechi Guerrero, Rafael Ferreira, Angelito Hernandez, Salvador Chavaluna, and Felix Garcia. On the bench for your Laredo Heat, both teams have a lot of depth in their benches. We've seen wonderful stuff from the players on the Laredo Heat bench. Alan Reina was out for the majority of the season due to a knee injury. He was able to come back a couple of weeks ago against Mississippi. Cesar Pechi Guerrero, a player from the academy from the Laredo Heat, got a call-up when we took, I believe, the trip to Mississippi as well. Rafael Ferreira has been with us throughout the entire season. Wonderful team we've seen from him. A wonder of a goal against the Bria in Mississippi. Salvador Chavaluna, folks, leading goal scorer for your Laredo Heat, and the majority of the time he plays defense. Felix Garcia on the bench as well here for your Laredo Heat. We see he can do wonders things. He had a game against the Bria where he scored 2 goals as well. Chava Luna comes into this game with 5 goals and 1 assist. Miguel Fernandez comes in with 4 goals. Jorge Ortega has only allowed 14 goals in 13 games in the regular season. Elijah Ilik, 8 goals and 2 assists. So both teams have their danger spots. Both teams have their playmakers. Both teams have their goal scorers. Laredo looking to take advantage here of the second half. The next 45 minutes of play. Like I said, folks, this is a rematch of last year's playoff game where your Laredo Heat defeated the Ocala Stampede 2-0. That game also took place here in Austin. Folks, for everything from your Laredo Heat, visit www.laredoheatsc.com. You can also follow us on Twitter, like us on Facebook. All you have to do is type in the search engine at Laredo Heat SC to find us on both social media platforms. You could also follow me personally at Rodrigo Marina 12. That is at Rodrigo Marina 12. Folks, I am now joined by my boss and producer of this broadcast, Adam Geigerman. Adam, thank you for being with us here today.
Yeah, thanks for having me, Rod. Appreciate it.
No, I greatly thank you for being here today.
Yeah, this extended halftime, they're doing 20 minutes for these games to give a little bit of an extra breather to the teams. It is very hot out there, and I think especially with if extra time and PKs come into play, substitutions and just kind of fitness out there will really be important for both teams. Especially, I got to believe that Ocala coming, almost 20 hours. Well, I'm not sure if they actually rode a bus or flew, but if they rode a bus, it's like 20 hours, 22 hours. If they flew, it's a little bit more comfortable, but you still have all the lactic acid build up around your muscles, your bones, and, it's something they really got to work out. And when you're working it out in 100 degrees almost, and you got to believe the heat index is probably making it like 103, 104 down there. I was down there pregame, and you can just feel the temperature just coming off of the turf. You can tell how slick it is. There's been a few slips out there. I am not exactly jealous of either of these 22 men out there.
Well, we've seen interesting things from both teams. Like you said, we've seen a couple of slips. Even Villanueva had a possible one-on-one. Breitmeyer, on behalf of the Stampede, was stopped by Jorge Ortega. What do you see from both players as the strikers for both teams?
Both teams look very dangerous. Obviously we've seen more of the Laredo Heat this year, but the first 10 minutes for the Ocala Stampede was really something else. They put on a clinic with, like 3 corner kicks in the first 12 minutes,
yep.
and they were really just forcing the issue. And Laredo, they bent a little bit, but they didn't break. And then kind of almost the last 10 minutes of the first half, the Heat really reversed their roles, and they were shooting in from the corner kick spot, and things have been interesting. It's kind of been anyone's midfield, and then the final thirds are just it's kind of the tide's coming in and the tide's going out.
Both benches are very deep when it comes to player quality and talent. Laredo Heat, what do you expect to see from them the next 45 minutes?
You know what? It's there's a lot of like you said, a lot of talent on the bench, but I think a lot of the guys, especially on the Heat bench, are carrying knocks with them, and that's maybe why they didn't start. There's some firepower. Rafa Ferreira and Felix Garcia, they they're game changers. They can come in and they can take over right away. But I think certainly Felix is carrying a little bit of soreness, I believe. So those are the kind of subs that you're kind of scared of doing, especially if you're going to have to play 30 extra minutes and then go to PKs as well. You definitely don't want to go down a man because of an injury. So, Coach Coach Hernandez has to be a little bit careful with his substitutions, and he's got to be smart. Which of course, we trust in him as we've done all year. The Heat have shown a little bit of an iron gut as well. They've through the U.S. Open Cup, two clinching goals in the first and second round for them. Both came in the 90-plus minute. So, it's I don't know much about Ocala and how they've done kind of in crunch time, or if they've even been in crunch time. It's not really an experience you want to do for the first time in the playoffs.
Nope, definitely not.
So things will definitely get interesting. But you never know. We could have a goal in like the 47th minute and just change the game altogether, and whoever scores might just park the bus.
Correct.
Because with this Heat, you might just want to sit back and absorb if you take an early lead and you can steal a goal off the other guys. So there's a lot that could happen. I will say I do like the way the referee is calling the game. It's been a pretty wide open game. Few whistles, but from what we've seen most of the year, this has been a stellar performance by not just the two teams, but the third team, the team in green, as you like to refer to them as.
Now, tell me about Salvador Chavaluna, leading goal scorer for the Laredo Heat. Took an injury a couple of weeks ago, came off the bench at Houston and picked right back up where he left off.
If I was coaching the Laredo Heat, he's my super sub. I would put him in at about the 60th, 65th minute and just let him run wild. He comes in and he's got speed that just is, it's untamable, and he knows how to control it. Once he cuts from the inside, he usually plays on the right side, and once he cuts in and puts it on his left foot, he's a magician. So I would look for him to come in. I think he is mostly healthy, mostly fit, but anything can happen, and it is hot, so he might be the first one to come in. I think the Heat back line in the midfield with Greg and Johnny and Miguel has looked good. It's just a matter of the right timing and saving your energy for the tackles you have to make. You know what I mean?
Correct. Jorge Rocha has been very impressive as well. Martin Moreno has been very impressive as well. Defensively, would you make any adjustments to what they're doing so far?
Right now I would leave them in. Martin looked really, really strong. He came in about 3 weeks ago to join the team that he didn't play with all season. He was with the Heat a few years ago, but he's come in and it looks like he hasn't missed a beat. Frank Lara is always strong over there on the left side. He's a monster, and he times those overlap runs really well. But once again, you got to be careful with the overlaps because the more you overlap, the more you're exposed in the back. So
correct. One slip up and
exactly. And Yair and Rocha have done well, but you don't want to leave them, facing, the barrel of a shot, coming right at Ortega. And he's played well since. I think he choked up a little bit his first game out here in Austin.
Yep.
And ever since then, he's been solid. He missed one game that the number 2 keeper started, and after that, Ortega has been, he's been a brick wall back there. So, but I've never seen him do PKs. So I hope for his sake and for Laredo's sake, and I don't know how well the Ocala goalie Craggs is, but man, I know if I was a goalie, I wouldn't want to look down PKs, especially if my season is riding on it. So, I would like if I was playing goalie, I would wish for a goal for my guys to score before we get that far. Get me out of the field.
Adam, thank you so much for joining us here on the first Fiesta halftime show from us at Laredo Heat. If you would like to take any shout-outs, I did mine already.
I think you covered it all. I heard you shout out to my special ones, so I appreciate it, and here's to the second half, right?
Let's go. 45 more minutes of action, folks. When both teams are back on the field, this 45 minutes will begin. More soccer action coming to you live from the House Park here in Austin, Texas. Don't forget to like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter at Laredo Heat SC. You could follow me personally as well at Rodrigo Marina 12. Don't forget to let us know how we can improve the show, what your opinion is, and thank you for all your support toward the Heat as well. If you would like to be on the air, let us know. Tweet us at Laredo Heat SC and use the hashtag VamosLaredo to join this game's conversation. Folks, 45 more minutes of play. You're Laredo here looking to get on the scoreboard, on the stat sheet with a taquito this evening. They are on the pitch in their second half ritual huddle. Ocala is walking onto the pitch here as we look to begin the next 45 minutes of play. Since we are in playoff contention, I can't guarantee it'll be the last 45 minutes of this game, but I can guarantee you it'll be the next 45 minutes of this game. No changes for your Laredo Heat, and Ocala is coming back with the same team that left the pitch after the first 45 minutes of the half. Folks, we are breaths, moments, winks away from starting the second half. Ladies and gentlemen, the team in green is set. Your Laredo Heat in red are set. Folks, that ball is rolling. Players are running. Live soccer action from the House Park in Austin, Texas, and your Laredo Heat control possession as we begin this second half. Francisco Lara near side of your screen now with Jorge Rocha. Rocha looks for Joao Monteiro. That ball gets intercepted by Chirandu, and he sends that ball out of play. Lara back to Rocha. Rocha towards the middle with Jair Hernandez. Hernandez to Placid Buduri. Buduri one-time pass looking for Martin Moreno. Moreno tries to go up top looking for Eating Villanueva. Villanueva gets beaten on that one. Ocala try to clear it out. That ball bouncing back to Hilton. Francisco Lara to El Toro Fernandez. Not to Mulamba. Mulamba back to Francisco Lara. Lara trying to find Milito Fernandez. Now with Greg Mulamba. Mulamba gives back to Jair Hernandez, and Hernandez will send this ball back to the man in yellow, Jorge Ortega. Ortega to Jorge Rocha, incoming freshman at the collegiate level, folks. Graduated from Alexander High School this June. Fernandez playing it now with Joao Monteiro. Monteiro back to Martin Moreno. Moreno back to Placid Buduri. Buduri to Moreno once again. One-time pass, 1-2 pass, 1-2 punch. One-time 1-2 punch pass. And now Greg Mulamba asking for the ball. That ball sent to Francisco Lara on behalf of Juan de Dios Ibarra. And Ocala regained control. Now back with Juan de Dios Ibarra on behalf of the Heat. Back to Mulamba. Mulamba to Juan de Dios. Juan de Dios gives it up once again, this time to Wansley. That long ball looking for Breitmeyer. Breitmeyer against Jair. Jair able to put a halt on his run. Martin Moreno back to Jair. Jair tried to clear it. That ball will bounce back to Olic. Olic has it, plays towards center. Miguel Fernandez is there, intercept, gives off to Jorge Ortega. Ortega plays the clearance. As that ball looks for Joao Monteiro. Monteiro gets there looking for Edwin Villanueva. Bad pass recovered by Chirandu. Now Jorge Rocha. Dunick plays it back with Craigs. Craigs with the clearance. Martin Moreno intercepts. Tries to find Juan de Dios Ibarra. Martin Moreno back, trying to find Edwin Villanueva now. Placido Buduri regains possession, trying to find Villanueva. Jair Hernandez beats Breitmeyer. Foul on the play. Free kick coming up for Ocala. Mansour. Plays to the near side with pace. Craig looks for the long ball. Placido Buduri intercepts. As Greg Mulamba receives. Mulamba back to Buduri. Buduri finds Francisco Lara. Lara one-time pass back to Jorge Rocha. Rocha tries to find Francisco Lara. Dunick intercepts as he tries to find Hilton. Juan de Dios back to Joao Montero. Montero looking for Francisco Lara. No offside. Francisco Lara is entering the 18-yard box. Lara has it. Lara will look to send across. That cross to Fernandez. Fernandez, El Torero Miguelito trying to play it inside as he battles for it. Still in possession. He gets taken down. The referee says all ball. The referee was right in front of him. I would have called a PK. Folks. Rocha now intercepts. That ball belongs back to the Stampede. Jair Hernandez against Breitmeyer. Breitmeyer sends the ball too much forward. Jair Hernandez does a nice job of covering it. Folks, Miguelito El Toro Fernandez, Francisco Lara had an excellent chance moments ago. Jair Hernandez. Now to Rocha, back to Joao Montero. Montero inside to Greg Mulamba. Mulamba tries to find Placido Buduri. Buduri brings the ball down nicely with his chest as he tries to find Martin Moreno. Moreno will play all the way back with Jorge Ortega. Juan de Dios Ibarra now. Back with Greg Mulamba. Mulamba plays it with Jorge Rocha on the other side of your screen. Rocha to Francisco Lara, fellow graduate of Laredo, Texas, except he graduated from Lyndon B. Johnson High School. Jair Hernandez tries to find Edwin Villanueva. Pace will just watch that ball sail back to Craig's, and Craig will play back with Pace. Pace looks towards the center with Wansley. Doing it to throw it back in play. Juan de Dios gets beaten. Placido Buduri not able to get to that pass. Here comes Ben Knight against Buduri. Knight beats Buduri. Knight enters the 18. That ball goes off of Martin Moreno. Corner kick coming up for the Ocala Stampede. Dangerous play, dangerous position, dangerous if you're from the Laredo Heat. Have to do their best here defending this corner kick. We saw Laredo concede here at Austin against Austin in corner kick plays before. Pass goes inside, intercepted by Jair Hernandez. There's a recross. Miscommunication by Jair and Greg Mulamba. Now with Juan de Dios Ibarra. Ibarra plays it to Joao Montero. Montero back to Francisco Lara. As that ball looking for Miguelito El Toro Fernandez. Edwin Villanueva won't get there either. That ball sails out of play, out of bounds, and into the hands of your Laredo Heat Soccer Club. Jair Hernandez plays it with Jorge Rocha. Rocha back to Jair. Jair now with Martin Moreno. Moreno back to Juan de Dios Ibarra. Ibarra to Placido Buduri. Ibarra gets taken down. No whistle on the play. There was a whistle on the play, folks. Free kick coming up for Martin Moreno. He plays it back with Jorge Ortega. Off to his tocayo, Jorge Rocha. Rocha towards the middle. Greg Molamba receives. Back to Martin Moreno, far side of the screen. Now to Buduri. Buduri earns a throw-in. Moreno. Back to Jair Hernandez. Hernandez to Jorge Rocha. Rocha looks towards the center with Irving Villanueva. That ball is intercepted by Pace. And now covered by Jair Hernandez. Dangerous play as Breitmeyer, almost beat Hernandez. Hernandez poked that ball out of play before any danger could be created on behalf of Breitmeyer. Throw in from Dunic. Cross inside, deflected now by Jair Hernandez. Placid Buduri. Dangerous play here. Opportunity coming up. Jair Hernandez able to poke this ball out of play. Dangerous play coming up against the Laredo Heat. Corner kick coming up for Ocala. The referee will go to Jorge Rocha and to Bruno Castro. Says, play nice, boys. Castro looks to obstruct goalkeeper Jorge Ortega. Here comes a cross, deflected by Placid Buduri. That ball goes over Irving Villanueva. Jair Hernandez tries to clear it. That ball goes out of play. Pace Craig applying the pressure on Jair. Dunic. Jorge Ortega has a goal kick. Folks, we're trying to work on the technical difficulties here again. Appears to be that our stream is not working visually. And Jair Hernandez. Off to Lara to Joao Montero. Montero gives to El Toro Fernandez. He tries to find Placid Buduri. Now with Irving Villanueva. Bad pass from Villanueva. Lara will chase. Greg Mulama brings it down for Joao Montero. Montero looks for the opportunity, trying to find Juan de Dios Ibarra. Offside flag goes up, folks. Good pass from Joao Montero. Unfortunately, Juan de Dios Ibarra was offside, thus ignoring the opportunity at goal there. Placid Buduri intercepts the trajectory of that throw-in. Juan de Dios Ibarra gets a flick on it. Irving Villanueva will chase. Hernandez brings that ball down. Back with Hilton. Hilton towards the center once again with Wensley. Back with Castro. Back with Hilton. Hilton with Chirandu. Hernandez to Ortega. Ortega with the clearance. Even Villanueva won't get there. Martin Moreno off to Placid Buduri. Buduri back to Mulamba. Mulamba losing it. The pressure by the Stampede now. One touch pass for Aulick. Aulick tries to find Brainmeyer. Brainmeyer has a chance against Ortega. Brainmeyer, Jorge Ortega, folks, able to put both gloves on the trajectory of that ball. Brain could not score. Ladies and gentlemen, pass me the tank of helium. Folks, my stomach dropped. Juan de Dios Ibarra gets called for offsides once again here. Ocala controlling possession. Jorge Ortega attempted to come get that ball out of his 18-yard box, but decides to bring the ball back inside. El Torero Fernandez in control. Gives off to Joao Montero. Bad pass. Montero made no run. Folks, here comes the first adjustment into the game. Angelito Hernandez will come on momentarily. Chirandu will leave this game as well. As Christian Blandon will join this game. Irving Villanueva will step off for Angelito Hernandez. Now Torero Fernandez will look to play up top. Hernandez will fill the center mid void. Villanueva will sit. Throw-in coming up for Ocala. Duenik plays it to Hilton. Hilton gets that ball poked but lands on the feet of Wesley. Martin Moreno off to Jorge Rocha. Rocha plays it to Angelito Hernandez. Hernandez bad pass. They lose possession. And Blandon gets his first touch of the game. There it is, a second touch. Gives a pass this time to Hilton. Jorge Rocha will chase. Rocha, wonderful slide tackle. That ball goes off of him. Throw-in coming up for the Stampede. Sam Duenik to put this ball back in play. Gives off to Pace Cruz. Back with Wesley. Off to El Toro Fernandez. Fernandez has it. Fernandez tries to beat Ben Knight. Now with Placid Buduri back with Fernandez. Fernandez trying to find Placid Buduri. Buduri will bring that ball back down. Buduri still in possession. And Buduri regains control, folks. He looks for Torero Fernandez. Fernandez has it. Fernandez picks it up. Fernandez cuts. Torero! That ball sails high, folks, over the crossbar. And Lex Creggs has a goal kick coming up. Torero Fernandez gets switched to the forward position. Already looks like he is improving the attacking opportunities for your Laredo Heat Soccer Club. Craig sends that ball forward as he tried to find Illich. Placid Buduri is able to beat the war. Get control of the sphere. Juan de Dios Ibarra now to Francisco Lara. Takes a slip as he tried to find Placid Buduri. Craigs plays it with Mansour. Mansour back to Craigs. Craigs. That ball intercepted by Martin Moreno as Angel Hernandez will chase. Possession continues with the Stampede. Greg Mulamba able to win. Looks like there was a handball on the play. What the referee will call. Free kick coming up for your Laredo Heat Soccer Club. Angel Hernandez tries to find Francisco Lara. Wonderful pass. Francisco Lara enters the 18-yard box. Lara sends a cross. Deflected once again, however, by the Stampede defense. As they look for a long cross here. Craigs plays it dangerously. Angel Hernandez applying the pressure. Martin Moreno will pick it back up. Placid Buduri, far side of your screen. Buduri trying to play it with Juan de Dios Ibarra. That ball deflected. Throw-in coming up for your Laredo Heat Soccer Club. Martin Moreno off to El Toro Fernandez. Fernandez loses it. Jair Hernandez back in control. Hernandez off to Joao Montero. Montero, one pass, one touch, too strong. And here come the Stampede on a power play. That ball looks in the direction towards Braemar. Braemar has it inside the box, folks. Jorge Rocha deflects that out of play. Jorge Ortega almost tested on that play. Corner kick coming up for the Ocala Stampede. Hilton lines up for another right-footed strike. Hilton sends a curler inside. That ball goes off of Ilic. Goal kick coming up for Ortega. Greg Mulamba controls the sphere now to Jair Hernandez. Hernandez off to Martin Moreno. Moreno to Placid Buduri. Buduri loses it. Ben Knight recovers. Angel Hernandez recovers for the Heat. Gives that ball back to Jorge Rocha. Rocha will play near side of your screen with Francisco Lara. Lara back to Angelito Hernandez. Hernandez looks for the long ball, trying to find El Torero. Craigs will come out of his 6-yard box and grabs the sphere right inside the 18. Good triangular system now by the Stampede. Stephen Wesley. Hilton. Back to Craig. Craig. Back with Dunick. Dunick with Hilton. Hilton. Back with Blendon. Blendon back to Hilton. Hilton. That ball gets intercepted by Placid Buduri. Now to Joao Montero. Montero has the man from Brazil in possession of the sphere for your Laredo Heat. Buduri calling for it. Montero goes down. Free kick coming up for Juan de Dios Ibarra and your Laredo Heat Soccer Club. That ball looking for Miguel Toro Fernandez. Fernandez trying to get a body on Craig. Blandon will give to Mansour. Mansour gives to Dunick. Dunick far side of your screen. Gives off to Castro. Mulamba fights for it now with Angel Hernandez. That ball goes to Jair Hernandez. Hernandez fakes back to Ortega. And Jair Hernandez gives off to Jorge Rocha. Rocha looking to play that long ball once again, trying to find Miguel Fernandez or Angel Hernandez. Finds nobody. Ocala recovers. Greg Mulamba able to chase. Mulamba still in possession. Mulamba still in control. Mulamba gets taken down. He gets chopped. Free kick coming up for your Laredo Heat, folks. I might be mistaken. Ladies and gentlemen, I could make an error. I'm going to take a wild guess that the referee forgot his book at home and did not bring his cards today. Substitution to be made, folks. Breitmeyer will watch the remainder of this game along his comrades on the bench as he is substituted out of play, and into the game comes Karamba Jane. Jair Hernandez will take this free kick for your Laredo Heat Soccer Club. Off with Angel Hernandez. Hernandez back with Rocha. Rocha off to Angel Hernandez. Hernandez able to get a flick on it. Angel Hernandez still with possession. He looks inside. Nobody there. But Blandon plays this time with number 8, Bruno Castro. And Ortega once again way out of his 18-yard box. Sends a clearance. Francisco Lara off to Angel Hernandez. Hernandez back to John Montero. Montero in the center towards Juan de Dios Ibarra. Now to Fernandez. Fernandez. Bad pass. The Heat lose possession once again. And Illich has it. Illich feeds Castro. Castro feeds Illich. Illich off to the near side. Trying to feed Hilton. Hilton sends across inside far post. Number 10. Karamba Jene won't get there. Goal kick coming up for your Laredo Heat. Water break once again here at the House Park in Austin, Texas, where both teams got a chance to refresh a little bit, take a couple of sips of water, or drench themselves in H2O, as we saw previously. Laredo Heat has only made one substitution, and that was Angelito Hernandez. He was subbed in for Irving Villanueva. The Stampede have made two substitutions. The Southeast champions substituted in Karamba Jane for Kyle Breitmeyer and Christian Blandon for Courage Chirandu. We're moments away from restarting the second half of soccer action, folks, here at the House Park in Austin, Texas. Ortega off with his goal kick finds Jorge Rocha. Rocha back with Jair Hernandez. Hernandez back with Rocha. Rocha inside to Salvador Chavaluna, who's in this game here today already. Angel Hernandez off to Jorge Rocha. Rocha back to Jair Hernandez. Hernandez to Angelito Hernandez. Corner kick coming up for your Laredo Heat Soccer Club. Juan de Ibarra with a corner kick. Now to Chava Luna. Luna sends a shot over the crossbar in between the field goal post. Craig has another goal kick coming up. Greg Mulamba still battling for it. Jorge Ortega waits for that ball back inside his 18-yard box. As he passes off to Greg Mulamba. Mulamba to Jair Hernandez. Mulamba intercepts once again. Placid Buduri fights for it. Angel Hernandez back to Placid Buduri. Back to Angel Hernandez. Hernandez looks for El Torero Fernandez. Angel Hernandez sends that ball out of play. Ocala has a throw-in coming up. That long ball looking for El Toro Fernandez. The Stampede playing it forward. Dunick. Back to Hilton. Hilton trying to find some offensive momentum with Blandon. Ortega with a clearance, trying to find El Toro Fernandez. Fernandez gets called for offsides. Pace Craig sends his ball forward. Now in possession of Stephen Weasley. Wansley, pardon me. Hilton sends across towards Ortega. And a deflection by the Stampede. That ball almost going in between the three posts, just off to the side. Ortega will have a goal kick. There's an offside. Nope, it will be a goal kick. Jorge Rocha back to Jair Hernandez. Once again to Rocha. Good play there from the Stampede, trying to find some momentum. Rocha intercepts. Rocha tries to find Fernandez. Long ball unsuccessful. Greg Mulamba will bring back down now to Juan de Ibarra. Placid Buduri. Plays it back to Jair Hernandez. Hernandez, dangerous play. That ball deflected off of Blandon. Throw-in coming up for your Laredo Heat Soccer Club. Angel Hernandez back to Martin Moreno. That ball goes out of play. The Stampede with a throw-in. Jair Hernandez trying to send a clearance to Miguel Fernandez. That ball goes over Miguel Fernandez into the feet of Dunic. Frank Lara with a clearance of his own. Finds Juan Dios Ibarra. Ibarra tries to find Salvador Chavaluna. Luna will wait for the bounce. Picks it up. Here comes Chavaluna. Chavaluna, there it is. That cut inside. That ball deflected off of the feet by Craig. Hilton back with possession. He looked to find Castro. Throw-in coming up for the Heat. Juan Dios Ibarra off to Martin Moreno. Martin Moreno back to Jair Hernandez. Hernandez to Placid Buduri. Buduri tries to find Torero Fernandez. Unsuccessful once again. Now the Stampede have the offensive momentum coming up here. Francisco Lara intercepts the trajectory of that ball. Blundell. Now with Illich. Off with Ben Knight. Ben Knight sends a cross inside, intercepted by Jorge Rocha. Angelito Hernandez will try to find Miguel Fernandez. Fernandez won't get control of the ball. Francisco Lara will intervene. Lara losing it as he tried to find Juan de Dios Ibarra. That ball back with Hilton. Once again with Illich. Excuse me, with Blandon. Mulamba intercept the trajectory of that pass inside, looking for Jana. Steven Winsley. Placid Buduri, dangerous bounce. Jair Hernandez with the clearance. Fernandez fights for it. Fernandez earns his team a free kick. Foul by Pace Craig. Lex Craig, goal kick coming up. Martin Moreno intercepts, trying to find Salvador Chavaluna. Luna finds Placid Buduri. Buduri back to Luna. Luna's entering the 18-yard box. Salvador Luna takes a shot. That ball goes wide. Goal kick coming up once again for Craigs and the Stampede. Substitution. Bruno Castro will leave on behalf of the Stampede. And in comes Jack Bailey. Excuse me, Alex Clay comes in. Illich with it. He tries to find Jane. Jane has it. Jorge Ortega once again. Off with Jorge Rocha now. Placid Buduri. Cuts back, looks for Juan Ibarra back to Buduri. Buduri tries to find Toro Fernandez. Fernandez won't get there. That ball intercepted by Mansour. Greg Mulamba gets out of that pothole. Surprising, Mulamba gets taken down. No foul on the play. Hilton now back with Ocala. We're approaching the last 6 minutes of play, folks. Angel Hernandez. Johnny, that ball sails past him and into the feet of Jorge Ortega. Fernandez fights for it. Sam doing it back to Craig's. Jenny looks to receive that ball. Jair Hernandez one-on-one. Jenny trying to find Illich. 2 balls on the field, folks. Placid Buduri. Fair play gives back to Craig's. Craig's to Craig. Frank Lara intercepts. Lara to Angel Hernandez. Hernandez tries to find Salvador Chavaluna. Luna will get there first. Salvador Luna enters the box. Salvador Chavaluna! Goal! Salvador Chavaluna picking up his stride where he left off, scores again for your Laredo Heat, folks. Salvador Chavaluna playing the role of Clark Kent here this afternoon. Adam Gagerman said he was going to be a super sub. Folks, indeed, he has scored here, folks. And Laredo Heat lead this game 1-0 off a goal by Salvador Chavaluna. Play resumes with Ocala as they control possession off of the kickoff after the goal by number 7, Salvador Chavaluna. And Laredo Heat lead this game 1-0. They got to stand strong on defense and play their defensive roles correctly and not give up anything, as Johnny almost had a possible scoring opportunity. Miguel Fernandez not going to receive that one. Angel Hernandez late to that ball as well. And Ocala is going to play with no strings attached. Ocala is going to send the Arsenal forward. Ocala is going to try and test Jorge Ortega. And just like that, ladies and gentlemen, this game is tied up back at 1. Folks, Lewis Hilton scoring and beating Ortega. And this game, folks, paints to be a good one for the remaining 3 minutes of regular time, as Hilton put a goal past Jorge Ortega. And a rocket of a shot. That ball deflecting off of the gloves of Ortega and into the corner, folks. This game is knotted up back at 1. And the Heat were close, folks. Close to close this game out in regulation. That ball looking for Chavaluna as well. Luna gets taken down. No whistle on the play. Ocala back right where they picked up with Wensley. Now with Hilton. That ball to Duanick. Duanick finds Blandon. Blandon opposite side. That ball sailing to Ben Knight. Now towards the center. Here come Ocala again. Olik. Jair Hernandez intercepts now to Placid Buduri. Hilton's going to try his luck again. Hilton fakes a shot, cuts inside. That ball goes off to Jorge Rocha. Rocha back to Greg Mulamba. Mulamba back to Francisco Lara. Lara sends a clearance as that ball goes in the direction of Salvador Chavaluna. Excellent cut by Sam Duanick. Now Del Toro Fernandez off once again to Chava Luna. Luna once again to Angel Hernandez, back to Salvador Chava Luna. Luna looks for a surprise play with El Torero Fernandez. Steven Wansley now. Jenna with the ball. Placid Buduri deflects this ball as that one goes out of play. And Placid Buduri will watch the remainder of this game along his comrades on the bench. Rafael Ferreira to be substituted in. Throwing coming up for Ocala. Ben Knight to throw this ball in play. Olik Ferreira getting his first touch. Attempted at a clearance. Now with Angel Hernandez. Hernandez trying to find Toro Fernandez. And Ocala picks back up with Hilton. Hilton inside with Olich. Illich. Mulamba regains control. 4 minutes of stoppage time to be added here, folks. Rafael Ferreira sees that one sail by. Throw-in coming up for your Laredo Heat. Hernandez with a clearance. Ferreira goes down. Whistle on the play. Free kick coming up for your Laredo Heat Soccer Club. Hernandez sends this ball forward, trying to find Salvador Chava Luna. Luna gets her that ball back to Ferreira. Ferreira takes a shot, and Craig's sends that one over the crossbar. Corner kick coming up for your Laredo Heat Soccer Club. Juan de Dios Ibarra sends his ball inside off to Mulamba. Luna won't get there. Jana receives. Angel Hernandez back to Martin Moreno. Moreno sends his ball in the direction of Jair Hernandez. Excellent pass, good accuracy. Hernandez playing the hat. Hernandez, no foul on the play. Salvador Chava Luna in the box. Corner kick once again coming up for your Laredo Heat. Francisco Lara lines up, takes his cross, that ball going far post, looking for Salvador Luna. Luna gets a shot inside, Angel Hernandez gets it, Fernandez can't take a shot either. Rafael Ferreira brings it back down. Ferreira sends another cross of his own, that ball looking for Chava Luna. Luna takes a shot and that ball goes off too far to the side of the post. Goal kick coming up for Craig's once again. Illich able to get away with that one there as that ball goes off the head of Greg Mulamba. Martin Moreno to Rafael Ferreira. Ferreira off to El Toro Fernandez. Fernandez trying to get a flick on it. There goes Rafael Ferreira chasing Ferreira. Won't get there first, but will eventually get there and apply pressure as that ball goes back with Craig's. Craig's plays the near side with Duinick. Duinick back to Craig. Craig goes forward. Martin Moreno intercepts. That ball goes to Rafael Ferreira now. Ferreira trying to keep it in play. That ball back with Ben Knight. Martin Moreno able to deflect that ball out of play. Dangerous position here coming up, folks. Folks, the throwing will not happen. We are headed to extra time. 30 more minutes of soccer after this game ends 1 goal apiece in regulation. We will have 30 more minutes of soccer action coming at you live from the House Park here in Austin. Players getting stretched out here after 90 minutes of intense heat and soccer. You can expect that the players are cramping up and feeling their body aches. Players are getting a little bit of a rest here, folks. .97 degrees is what these players have been playing under for the past 90 minutes. Both teams getting a chance to freshen up and refresh a little bit. $97 here at the House Park in Austin, Texas, folks. That's why the break between halves, between regulation and extra time, has been this lengthy, to give a chance to the players to freshen up a little bit, get a little bit of rest. Ocala back on the field. Laredo Heat are making their way there. We will have two 15-minute halves in overtime. And after those 30 minutes, if this game is still tied, this game will be decided in a round of PKs. Laredo Heat will control the first possession. Ladies and gentlemen, 30 more minutes of action here. Your Laredo Heat, 1 goal. Ocala Stampede, 1 goal. 30 minutes, half an hour to sell it all. And if not, this game goes to penalty kicks. Miguelito El Torero Fernandez in possession for the Laredo Heat here as he gives off to Martin Moreno. Moreno back to Jair Hernandez. Hernandez off to Juan Dios Ibarra, back to Hernandez. Jair plays it all the way back with Jorge Ortega. And Ortega will sail with Jorge Rocha. Rocha back to El Torero. Fernandez off to Jair. Jair looking for that long ball, trying to find Angel Hernandez. Craig is able to sandwich the ball with both gloves and bring it down as he plays it shortly with his defensive line. Duinick. In control, he feeds Wansley. Blundell gives to Clay. Hilton losing it. Greg Mulema recovers now with Rafael Ferreira. Ferreira off to Martin Moreno. Moreno off to Juan Dios Ibarra. Dangerous play. That ball sails out of bounds. Last touched by Christian Blando. Ibarra off to Martin Moreno. Moreno off to Ferreira. Ferreira back to Johnny. Juan de Dios Ibarra off to Gregory Mulamba. Mulamba back to Juan de Dios. Juan de Dios off to Jair. And Jair will send this ball forward as they try to find Salvador Chavaluna. Dangerous play. Salvador Luna gets called for the foul. Free kick coming up for Ocala. Mansour. Off with Knight. Now with Hilton. Up top with Janet. Ferreira recovers. He gives off to El Torero Fernandez. Fernandez. Back down with Jorge Rocha. Rocha. Off to Francisco Lara. Lara one-time pass to Angel Hernandez. Hernandez tries to find Lara. Hernandez still in control. Hernandez looks for Juan de Dios Ibarra. Offside flag goes up again. Juan de Dios Ibarra doesn't believe it. Free kick coming up once again for the Stampede. Off and offside by your Laredo Heat Soccer Club. Toro Fernandez. Off to Rocha. Rocha tried to find Salvador Chavaluna. Now Fernandez. Up top with Angelito. Angelito gets a flick off to Francisco Lara. Lara fights for it. That ball sails out of play. Lara doesn't like the fact that the call didn't go his way. Stampede throw-in. This one with Wensley. Up top with Janet. Janet finds Illich. Illich tries to find the weak side. Jorge Rocha. We'll see that ball sail down to his tocayo Jorge Ortega. Ortega plays it back with Rocha. Rocha up top with Lara. Lara, beautiful pass now to Greg Mulamba. Mulamba back to Jorge Ortega. Salvador Chavaluna looking for that flicko flick. He's unsuccessful. Mulamba gives off to Jorge Rocha. Rocha back to Ortega. Ortega with a pass to Francisco Lara. Lara inside to Greg Mulamba. Mulamba tries to find Rafael Ferreira. Craig's way outside of his 18-yard box. Heads this ball out of the way. Ladies and gentlemen, I've seen that play before from goalkeeper Manuel Neuer. Hilton plays it back with his defense. That ball sailing to Mansour. Back with Hilton. Greg Mulamba recovers. Mulamba gets taken down. Free kick coming up for the Heat. Fernandez finds Moreno. Moreno off to Ferreira. Ferreira back to Martin Moreno. Moreno off to Jair Hernandez. Off to Mulamba. Mulamba to Rafael Ferreira. Ferreira back to Juan de Dios Ibarra. Ibarra back to Jair Hernandez. Hernandez goes to his last man, Jorge Rocha. Rocha back to Jair. Jair. Martin Moreno on your side of the screen. Tries to find Salvador Chavaluna, who was making a cut to the first post. That ball gets deflected out of play. Throw-in coming up for your Laredo Heat Soccer Club. Ibarra back to Martin Moreno. Moreno steps on the ball. They lose possession. And here comes Hilton. Hilton tries to find Johnny. Jorge Ortega's way outside of his box, but that deflection favored him as that ball was looking to be a threat. Once again, there are two spheres on the field. Moreno off to El Torero. Torero gets taken down. Mulamba doesn't wait for Torero Fernandez to get back up. Plays a free kick as they waste no time at all. Lara. Off to Greg Mulamba. Mulamba to Jair Hernandez. Hernandez to Martin Moreno. Moreno rolls the ball right to Juan de Ibarra, back with Jair. 8 more minutes, folks, in this first half of extra time. Rocha controlling the sphere. Now has no choice but to send out a clearance. And Hilton recovers for the Stampede once again. Hilton gets taken down. Ferreira gets called for the yellow card. That ball looks to find Jane. Illich recovers. Fernandez recovers now for the Heat. Rafael Ferreira picks it back up as he tries to find Salvador Chavaluna. That ball sailing in the direction of Chavaluna. Luna able to bring it back down. Luna's entering the box. Salvador Luna! Craig's able to stop the sphere. Craig's able to stop the second goal from Chavaluna. And Craig saving his team from going down 2-1. Salvador Luna can't believe Craig was able to get to that sphere. Ocala resumed the play. Blundell to Hilton. Hilton back with Knight. Knight looks for Jane. Jane receives. Jair Hernandez one-on-one. Jair Hernandez still fighting Jane. Martin Moreno comes by with the help. Hilton goes inside. That ball with Clay. Clay takes a shot. That ball goes far, far away. Now Ortega will have a goal kick. Jorge Ortega takes his stride, folks. 4 minutes, approximately 4 minutes left here in the first half of extra time. Francisco Lara gets a deflection on Salvador Chavaluna, will chase. Blundell will clear it out. Lara still in battle for the possession of that sphere. Jorge Rocha trying to send a short pass. Rocha stops the trajectory of the original pass, and now El Toro Fernandez has it. Rocha off to Angel Hernandez. Back to Jorge Rocha. Rocha turning it all around. Rocha still there. Now with Greg Mulamba. Mulamba looking for that long ball. Trying to find Rafael Ferreira or Salvador Chavaluna. Craig's waits. And catches his sphere. Knight to Hilton. Hilton. Back with Mansour. Hilton brings down the sphere. He gives off to Knight. Knight finds Wansley, excuse me. Hernandez intercepts. He tries to send that ball forward. That ball goes out of play. Throw-in coming up for Ocala. Hilton. Inside with Illich. Now with Wansley back again. Off again with Blandon. Blandon with Sam Dunik. Once again back to Blandon. Blandon playing the space nicely. Gives off to Illich. Clay. Frank Lara has no choice but to send this ball back towards the center in an attempt of a clearance. Jorge Rocha saw that ball bounce around. Didn't get to it. Far post. Clay has it. Clay still inside the box. Greg Mulamba able to get this ball out of the way. Possession still belongs with Ocala. As Hilton has it. Hilton back to Christian Blandon. Back with Clay. Mulamba comes for the help. Greg Mulamba able to get away with the sphere there. He gives off to Martin Moreno. Moreno will clear it. And Ocala's been dominant in these first 13 minutes of play out of 30. Jair Hernandez with another clearance attempt. It looked like he pulled something. He's still down. Rafael Ferreira gets there. Rafael Ferreira tried to surprise. That ball goes out of play. Jair Hernandez still down. Looks like he pulled a hamstring. Jair Hernandez. Still down. He's getting medical attention now. And it looked like he did pull a hamstring. Hernandez forced to leave the field. One minute of stoppage time in this first 15 minutes of extra time. Ferreira looks for Salvador Chavaluna. Luna had the space. That pass misdirected. Ben Knight off to Clay. Back to Knight on behalf of Ocala. Blandon off to Craig. Craig with a flickle pass. Ortega will sandwich his ball as Janet was threatening with a run there. Ortega with a punt. Now Fernandez off to Angel Hernandez. Martin Moreno off to Salvador Chaluna. Luna is able to bring it down. He's still inside the box. Salvador Chaluna turning around. Couldn't get away with one of his lunatic moves. And after 15 minutes of play, this game is still knotted up at 1 goal apiece. We have 15 more minutes coming right at you live from the House Park here in Austin, Texas. Your Laredo Heat are looking to score another goal and get a second taquito on the score sheet. Folks, the House Park is getting packed. That's because Austin has the second semifinal game coming up after your Laredo Heat game. Winner of this game will face winner of that game tomorrow at 7:30 for the championship. Ladies and gentlemen, 15 more minutes of action, 15 more minutes of soccer, 15 more minutes of 97-degree run. And if this game is still knotted up after those 15 minutes, this game will be decided in a round of penalty kicks. Ladies and gentlemen, possession begins with the Stampede. Blandon shares the ball with Craig. Craig looking for that long ball, trying to find Jenna. Jenna able to bring it down. Rafael Ferreira comes to help. Jorge Ortega sees that ball sail wide. Corner kick awarded to the Stampede. Hilton sends this ball towards the heart of the Heat. Jair Hernandez cuts the trajectory of that ball. Greg Mulamba. Angel Hernandez not able to get to that one. Possession now with Dunic. That long ball. Jair Hernandez able to get there. Martin Moreno will try to get there. Jorge Ortega beats him. And Ortega will have a punt clearance. Never mind, he brings that ball down and has a regular clearance. As he looks for Salvador Chavaluna. Miguel Fernandez off to Greg Mulamba. Mulamba back to El Torero Fernandez. Fernandez. Dangerous pass to Jorge Rocha. Jenna has it. Jenna gives off to Reach. Jorge Ortega let that ball slip by. Illich said they had a corner. The referee says Ortega has a goal kick. Ortega sends this ball in the air. Frank Lara will chase. Clay resumes possession now with Jenna inside. Jenna tries to find Illich once again. Jair Hernandez with the clearance. Slash pass to Angelito Hernandez off to Francisco Lara. Lara to Juan de Dios Ibarra, back to Francisco Lara now with Angelito. Angelito! Able to regain possession now with Salvador Chavaluna off with Angel Hernandez once again. Hernandez wants to take a shot as he's entering the 18-yard box. Hernandez still inside, try to send across. Corner kick coming up for your Laredo Heat. Salvador Chavaluna wants the sphere. Salvador Chavaluna wants the ball. Corner kick coming up for your Laredo Heat Soccer Club. That ball curls. Greg Mulamba able to get a flick on it. That ball goes too far wide. Francisco Lara gets taken down. Jenna has the advantage. That ball looking on the opposite end for Clay. Jair Hernandez beats Clay, and Jair Hernandez regains control of the sphere and possession for your Laredo Heat Soccer Club. Angel Hernandez wants it. Juan Dios Ibarra gets it. Now back to Rafael Ferreira, pardon me. Off to Salvador Chavaluna. Luna up top to El Toro Fernandez. Fernandez gives a pass this time to Ferreira. Ferreira wanted to take a shot. That ball gets deflected out of bounds. Corner kick coming up for your Laredo Heat Soccer Club. Rafael Ferreira had a great opportunity there. He gets beaten to that ball. That ball gets deflected out of bounds, out of play, and into corner kick district. Angel Hernandez comes in as he tries to send this ball towards the heart of Ocala. Angel Hernandez lines up, left-footed strike. Angelito! Far post. Mulamba won't get there. Jair Hernandez will return. Substitution coming up. Alan Reina will step into this game as Francisco Lara will step out. Jorge Rocha resumes play off to Rafael Ferreira. Ferreira tried to go inside with Juan de Dios Ibarra. Jair Hernandez battles against Jenna. Free kick coming up for Ocala. Craig will take care of this one as he looks to find Clay. Clay plays it outside. Rafael Ferreira intercepts. Ferreira inside to Arturo Fernandez. Fernandez won't get there. Mulamba with a clearance. Craig inside to Jenna. Rocha to Arturo Fernandez. Fernandez back to Juan de Dios Ibarra. Ibarra looking for Salvador Luna. Luna gets called offsides. Craig back to Blandon. Blandon plays it with Hilton. Back to Blandon. Fernandez intercepts. That ball goes to the opposite wing with Black. Sphere ends up back with Blandon. Blandon shares the ball this time with Duinick. Sam Duinick back with Blandon. Blandon inside with Hilton. Back to Blandon. Everything seems to be running with Blandon. Toro Fernandez is going to try to send Salvador Chavaluna forward. The Heat are playing with 10 men on their defensive half, and one man, Salvador Chavaluna, at point. Blandon once again off to Hilton. Hilton back to Blandon, folks. Blandon seems to be the man that the offense for Ocala is running under. Clay sends a crossfield pass. Sam Duinick wanted to surprise Ortega. That ball sails wide. Goal kick coming up. We're approaching the last 7 minutes of play. Ladies and gentlemen, if this game does not get somebody on the advantage, this game will be settled in PKs. Ortega. Off with throw Fernandez. That ball looking for Chavaluna. Fernandez gets called for the foul. Play resumes. Ocala with a free kick. Jair Hernandez intercepts nicely. Ferreira will get there. Ferreira gets taken down. Free kick coming up for Jair Hernandez. Your Laredo Heat Soccer Club. So he looks for Ferreira. Salvador Chaluna will get there. Luna battling for it. Handball against Luna. Luna turns around and gives a thumbs up. Ocala moving the ball nicely. Cross-field pass, looking for Dunic. Dunic, one-touch pass, looking for Hilton. Hilton ends up with the ball nonetheless. Craig, however, in possession for Ocala. Now with Blandon. Blandon once again. Back with Dunic. Dunic finds Jenna. Alan Reina intercepts trajectory of that ball. Reina pokes that ball out of play. Throw in coming up for Ocala. 5 more minutes, ladies and gentlemen. Martin Moreno. Clearance attempted. That ball back with Clay. Jair Hernandez now with a clearance. Ferreira brings it back up. Ferreira gets taken down. Knight gets called. And looks like Knight will be painted canary yellow. Alan Reina. Now in control. Off to Greg Mulamba. Mulamba playing that long ball, trying to Arturo Fernandez or Angelito Hernandez. Hernandez won't get there, neither will Fernandez. Clearance attempted by Craig. That ball lands on the feet of Hilton. Hilton off to Dunic. Back to Hilton. Rocha intercepts. That ball belongs with Clay. Mulamba battles forward. Clay still with possession. Clay gives off to Hilton. Hilton on the near side, folks. Turns around, finds Blandon. Blandon. That ball looking inside. Martin Moreno intercepts. Alan Reina now with the sphere. Gives off to Angel Hernandez. Back to Alan Reina. Reina tries to find Salvador Chava Luna. Bad pass. Blandon once again with the sphere. Ocala's controlling the possession of the game. Ocala's been dominating this second half of extra time just like they did the first time. And there they are. They're in play. Jenna inside. Jenna sends that ball high. Goal kick coming up for Ortega. Laredo Heat run there with a break. And Ortega has a goal kick to send this momentum going the other way. Ortega trying to find Juan Dios Ibarra. Illich, Jair Hernandez attempts a clearance. That ball goes out of play. Throw in coming up for the Stampede. 120 seconds is what's left of the regulation extra time. Illich back with Hilton. Hilton back with Illich. Illich playing it fancy with Blando. Blando gets beaten by Greg Mulamba. Toro Fernandez in control. Fernandez shares with Angelito Hernandez. Hernandez tries to find Luna. Luna on site this time. Salvador Chava Luna as he goes first gear, second gear. Luna gets taken down. Luna still inside the box. Free kick coming up for your Laredo Heat Soccer Club. Luna says, where is the card? The referee says, nope, not a dangerous tackle, not a last man. Held on to your shirt. Just an infraction here. Laredo Heat with a wonderful opportunity. Excellent pass by Angel Hernandez to Salvador Chava Luna. Luna had a chance to make it to 2-1 here. Now Torero Fernandez lines up. Angel Hernandez lines up with a left-footed strike. These are usually Torero Fernandez's shots, folks. I think this one will be given out to Angel Hernandez, though. Last 30 seconds of play. Ladies and gentlemen, free kick coming up for your Laredo Heat Soccer Club. Miguel Fernandez wants it. Angel Hernandez wants it. Hernandez! That ball stopped by Craig's, pardon me. 10 more seconds, ladies and gentlemen. This game still knotted up at 1. That ball looking for Jenna. Long ball. Martin Moreno trying to get there. Jenna beats Moreno. Moreno able to control the ball. Folks, this game is headed to PKs, and that is where we will find out who will face the winner of the Austin Aztecs match tomorrow at 7:30. Don't go anywhere. Penalty kicks are coming right up. Adam Gagerman said himself that if your season depends on it, you do not want to be in between those 3 posts. PK could go either way, folks. Ocala dominated much of the extra time. They couldn't find the goal that marked them up. Salvador Chavaluna couldn't find another taquito either. And this game will be resulted in PKs, folks. Penalty kicks coming up between the Ocala Stampede and your Laredo Heat Soccer Club. After 120 minutes, ladies and gentlemen, this game will come down to penalty kicks. 1-on-1, 12 yards out. This is not like the halftime penalty kick challenge back in Laredo. There is a goalie here. And though $400 are not on the line, the continuation of the season is. Folks, this is where crucial time occurs in soccer, folks. When the game gets tied up to the penalty kicks, when your season depends on 3 guaranteed strikes, a possible 5, and even more. All sorts of nerves must be going through not just your mind but your body as well. I said it once, folks, my heart pounds. The goalie's heart pounds, the kicker's heart pounds, the stand's heart pounds. With so much drum beating in the hearts. Surprised this place is not jumping up and down. Ladies and gentlemen, PK's coming up. Your Laredo Heat versus the Stampede. 1-on-1, 12 yards out. Jorge Ortega versus 5 shooters. Lex Craigs versus 5 other shooters. Winner of this round will face the winner of the Austin Aztecs game versus the Adrenaline. That game takes place later on today. Winner of both games will face each other for the championship tomorrow at 7:30. Stay tuned on Twitter to see where you can catch that game. Details will be given out later. Ocala versus Laredo. Laredo versus Ocala after 120 minutes of play. PKs is what this game comes down to. Penalty kicks is where this game will be decided. Folks, crunch time in soccer, crunch time in football. Jorge Ortega versus the Stampede. Lex Craigs versus the Laredo Heat. Folks, this is crunch time. And I'm not saying crunch the chocolate bar, folks. I mean crunch time here, folks. At the House Park in Austin, Texas. Penalty kicks is what it's going to come down to, ladies and gentlemen. Like I said, Jorge Ortega will face against shooters from the Ocala Stampede. Lex Craigs will face against shooters from your Laredo Heat Soccer Club. Ladies and gentlemen, hold on to something. Put on your seatbelt. Make sure your airbags are on. Wensley will take the first one against Ortega. Wensley, Ortega, Wensley. The referee whistles. Here comes Wensley. Puts it right past Ortega at the lower corner. Ortega had his hands on that one. That ball finding its way into the side netting after the deflection by Jorge Ortega. Ortega was right there, folks. Up next, Miguelito El Torero Fernandez versus Lex Craigs. Torero Fernandez versus Craigs. Craigs versus Fernandez. El Torero with his stride, ladies and gentlemen. Torero lines up what takes his stride. Torero flies it out of the way, ladies and gentlemen. Miguelito El Torero Fernandez has missed the first PK for your Laredo Heat, and the Heat are down 1-0 here in the round of PKs. Ocala has the advantage. Hilton versus Ortega. Hilton puts it into the net, and that gives the Ocala Stampede a 2-goal advantage against the Laredo Heat. Laredo Heat have a kick in hand, however. If this trend continues, your Laredo Heat could very well be saying goodbye to their PDL championship hopes, and Ocala may be saying hello and will be anxiously waiting for the winner of the Aztecs versus the Adrenaline game. Martin Moreno lines up versus Craigs. Martin Moreno, right-footed strike, puts it into the net and beats Craigs. That gives 2-1 advantage to the Stampede. Up next, Elijah Illich. Versus Jorge Ortega. Ortega's got to stop one, and the Heat can't miss anymore in order for this to continue. Illich has it versus Ortega. Ortega gets his gloves on it again, but that ball still finds its way into the net. 3-1 advantage. Penalty kick in hand to the Heat, however. Still down by 1 PK if the rest of the PKs are made. Juan de Dios Ibarra lines up versus Craigs. Craigs versus Juan de Dios. Number 10 for the Heat lines up to take his PK, takes his stride. The whistle is blown. Juan de Dios Ibarra lines up, takes his stride. Juan de Dios puts it into the net. 3-2 advantage to Ocala. Ortega's got it, block one. If the Heat have any hopes of keeping their Fiesta dreams alive. Ben Knight next to take this PK. Jorge Ortega versus Ben Knight. Knight takes his stride and beats Jorge Ortega, putting it in beautiful placement to the upper left corner of Knight. Jair Hernandez is next for your Laredo Heat. Hernandez lines up. Jair Hernandez puts this one into the net as well. Salvador Chavaluna sending good vibrations to his comrade, to his goalkeeper, to the man defending the Laredo Heat's dream, to the man defending the Laredo Heat's playoff contention life. Jorge Ortega. Clay comes up for Ocala next. Ortega versus Clay. Clay versus Ortega. This could do it, folks. Clay lines up. Ortega! And ladies and gentlemen, your Laredo Heat have been eliminated from playoff contention. Excellent season, excellent tournament. Throughout the entire season, Laredo Heat gets eliminated, and now Ocala will await the winner of Austin and the Adrenaline. That championship game will take place tomorrow. Laredo Heat going down here versus the Ocala Stampede. Ladies and gentlemen, we appreciate all of your support throughout the entire season. Laredo Heat eliminated from the tournament. Their season ends today. Thank you for joining us, not just tonight, but throughout the entire season, and all of your support. Thank you for listening in game after game. My name is Rodrigo Marina. We're signing off for the last time this season, but the Heat will be back, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for all of your support. Have a wonderful day and a beautiful summer. Goodbye.